Welcome to another episode of The Adult Potato. I'm Spencer Lotka. Since the Board of Trustee work session wasn't live streamed or recorded on the 20th, one of our potato chips went to the meeting and took notes for us. We've mentioned her in a Facebook post in the past, so nobody should be surprised, but we are grateful for the help from our chips around town. This last work session included the Larimer County Commissioners along with other members of their team. The agenda included a discussion on the bee dams that we reported on earlier, updates on the behavioral health facility, and a possible ballot item for childcare, and also an intergovernmental agreement for growth management, referred to as an IGA. And that's what we're going to touch on tonight. Larimer County has these agreements with nearly all of the cities and towns within its limits. They help when it comes to zoning and developments in unincorporated Larimer County that may someday be annexed into Fort Collins or wherever. It's been on the radar for both Wellington and Larimer County for a while, but now that Wellington has been able to catch up on some of the stuff that had been set aside in the past, the timing is right, and it appears to be just in time. As I said, Larimer County works with the other governments inside their boundaries to help plan for the future, and at times, it will use its negotiating skills to make sure that towns don't start encroaching on each other's growth plans. Some of you may not know this, but Timnath has had some pretty grandiose plans when it comes to growth, and they were pretty much planning on being our next-door neighbors on the east side of I-25. They had planned on trying to expand their town limits to the north side of Cobb Lake in the future. Yep, they were planning on quite the land grab there, but Larimer County was able to nip that idea in the bud. One of the themes that came up a few times was that of having open space between our town and both Fort Collins and Timnath. We don't want to be like Denver Metro, where you never know what city you're in unless they have their logo on the street signs. And that Cobb Lake area could be one of those open space buffer zones between Wellington and Timnath. That way we all have our own identities and don't have to worry about border wars with us throwing potatoes and the residents of Timnath throwing Costco hot dogs. Although I wouldn't mind some of those. They're pretty good. But you get the idea. So by putting an intergovernmental agreement in place with Fort Collins, we can share our growth plans with them and work together on future developments that might come up in our area. So the zoning is in line with the vision of our town, with the possibility of annexing property in the coming years. And we can use the help of larger and more experienced governments to help us grow over the next decades. We've had some serious growing pains with issues like water, the filtration plant, and the first half of the school year over at the middle high school. But things are starting to fall into place with a lot of hard work, communication, and transparency, something that the fire district is going to have to learn more about if Wednesday night's meeting was any indication. But we're mostly moving in the right direction, and having friends like Larimer County can help us set our navigation for success. So that's where we are. And if you didn't receive your text or email from the town, they're reminding residents that they're strictly enforcing the firework ordinance this year with a fine of up to $1,000. That could pay for 2, maybe 3 months of water here, so may want to think twice before lighting off those boomers. Besides, the town has one of the best firework shows in the area. Save your money, be thoughtful to the veterans with PTSD, and if you're going to light them off, just wait until the 4th. Or, to paraphrase the former president, don't shoot your wad early. Although I understand there are some good pharmaceuticals to help prevent that if that is a problem for you. He does tend to project, so I'm guessing he may have that particular issue. Enjoy the last of the rain. I'm guessing this summer is going to try to make up for lost time with some pretty hot days ahead of us. We'll see you for the next episode and lock those doors.